In the Siberian taiga, liquid water practically disappears for much of the winter. Survival here depends on migration, with massive herds of reindeer moving through deep snow to find forage. Thousands of miles to the south, the environment inverts. The frozen plains are replaced by dense, humid, tropical broadleaf forests, where orangutans spend their entire lives navigating a thick canopy. Asia lacks a unified biological identity. Unlike the relative consistency of Africa or Australia, Asia functions as a chimera, a mashup of radically different ecosystems stitched together. This creates bizarre overlaps, like Japanese macaques, primates with tropical lineages, huddling in geothermal hot springs to survive heavy snowfall. We are still mapping the intricacies of this fragile patchwork, but a new rapid force is closing the window we have to study its most diverse zones. Asia's wildlife isn't a single cohesive family. It is an ongoing collision of entirely different worlds that are now facing a ticking clock. This story begins 90 million years ago. A northern supercontinent called Laurasia was fracturing apart, incubating the ancestors of Asia's modern cold-weather species. Meanwhile, the southern supercontinent Gondwana was breaking up. A massive chunk, the Indian plate, detached, charting a path northward. For tens of millions of years, it acted as a biological raft, carrying isolated tropical flora and fauna across the sea. Many of the animals we associate with southern Asia today are descendants of these ancient immigrants that originated in a different hemisphere. Roughly 45 million years ago, that raft slammed into the Asian mainland. The massive tectonic impact pushed the Earth's crust thousands of meters skyward, creating the Himalayas. This wall of rock and ice permanently fractured the continent's climate, creating an impenetrable atmospheric divide between two separate biological zones. North of the wall is the Palearctic realm, characterized by deep winters and arid extremes. Here, thick-coated species like the Bactrian camel are adapted for the freezing Central Asian deserts. South of the wall is the Indomalayan realm, defined by isolated tropical ecosystems and high humidity. This allowed apex predators like the Bengal tiger to evolve in a world entirely cut off from the north. This separation reaches all the way to the southeast. An invisible oceanic trench called the Wallace Line serves as an abrupt boundary, stopping Asian mammals from crossing into the realm of Australia. Extreme geology, from mountain walls to deep ocean trenches, established the invisible borders keeping these two distinct kingdoms of life apart for 45 million years. These physical barriers kept Asia's distinct ecosystems isolated for millions of years. But today, that isolation is being bypassed by human expansion. Population growth and resource extraction are cutting directly through these natural habitats. Dams and roads are dismantling the geographic isolation that once protected these species. Southeast Asia is now the epicenter of this shift, experiencing the highest relative rate of deforestation in the tropical world. By the year 2100, the region is projected to lose 3/4 of its original forests. That habitat loss corresponds to a massive drop in biodiversity, with up to 42% of the region's species volume facing potential extinction. It took 90 million years of shifting supercontinents and tectonic collisions to assemble this biological patchwork. Today, human expansion is the dominant geological force, and it is redrawing the map of survival in a matter of decades.